Hi, Iron Butterflies. It is my pleasure to introduce you to my friend, Dr. Judith Loredo in Austin, Texas. Judy, thank you so much for spending time with us today. This is the first of several videos we're doing with Dr. Loredo. Now, first of all, tell everybody a little bit about your professional career.
Well, my career spanned about 47 years. I started out originally as a speech pathologist for the Edgewood School District and quickly transitioned into a directorship position developing a program for preschool handicapped children funded by the Bureau of the Handicapped. From there, I went on into a central office administrative position, ultimately ending my public school career as superintendent of the Southside Independent School District
In San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas, and then transitioned to higher education when I moved to Austin and spent the remaining years of my career at Houston-Tillotson University as Dean of Education, Dean of Academic Affairs, Dean of Academic Support Programs, and ultimately went to work for the State Department of Higher Education as an Assistant Commissioner overseeing a global initiative of the state for creating a college-going culture.
Okay, and you had a lot to do with Gentex.
I did. Under my administration at the agency, Gentex was developed. Gentex means Generation Texas, which is the future of this state. The students coming through the pipeline today are the future of Texas.
Thank you so much. So we have somebody that's very special with us today. And when we first started talking about how you could connect with Iron Butterflies in our Iron Butterflies project, we talked about one project that you have that is an ongoing project, and it's that you are writing a book for an audience that needs the information that you have. And so I think today we'll spend a lot of time talking about your book. So tell us a little bit about what sparked your interest in writing the book and how that's going and what the plan is for the book.
Having given you a little bit of my academic background, I did not mention that it is a miracle that I achieved what I did achieve in my career, including all the awards that I received, the boards that I served on, because I was never pegged to be that kind of successful individual. In fact, I had a teacher who told me I was too stupid to be educated and would have to pay a college to give me a degree. So the reality is that I found out as a freshman in college, at the community college, that I did have a true learning disability. I had struggled all the way through my 12 years of primary education, but never said anything to my parents. My parents were not educators, they were not college graduates. And so I just figured out a way myself to try and help me be somewhat successful and make at least C's and not D's. And so when I got to the community college, not by choice, but I couldn't get into any other university because my ACT score was so low. And so my interest over the years in having worked with students and taught students who were challenged, for me was very easy because I was challenged. So I had a better understanding of their learning and their learning needs. And what I always wanted to do closer to retirement was to be able to write down my journey, the problems that I experienced and how I overcame those problems, how I helped myself be successful, even to the point of completing a doctoral study at the University of Texas and being named a distinguished graduate of the College of Education. None of that was ever in the plan. And I had a professor who told me that if she had had to put her paycheck on my future, she would have never done it, and was shocked that I had accomplished what I had. So I think in telling my story in a book might help other students realize that you may have limitations, but there are no limitations that you can't overcome.
So you're going to have some concrete suggestions on what they can do depending on what their issues are, and you're also going to talk a little bit about their path, right?
Correct. I'm going to address the fact of where learning may be your issue and what things you need to consider and think about, how you better understand who you are as a learner and where your passion might be for your future, and to realize that school is going to be hard no matter what but there's a way to navigate through that. I'm going to write the book in English and in Spanish so that parents, which is in the state of Texas, is a primary language for many people. So parents can also have access to this information, but also giving students some advice on how to matriculate through school, how to make decisions about courses they take, how to even think about how do you get into college, how do you get that money when you don't have it. I had to work. My parents didn't have any money when I went to school, and don't ask me how we made it. I ate a lot of beans and rice, but I just know there's a way, and so it's being written in such a way that it motivates a student, but it also gives them some hands-on experience.
So your book will have several audiences. Besides students, it will also be for parents and also for administrators and faculty members?
It could be for administrators. It could be for counselors. Especially counselors that are working with students that their self-esteem is so low because they are not successful and because they keep hitting brick walls. I also want to do a spin-off with this book onto YouTube so that students can access me and I can interact or dialogue with them answering questions.
So sort of an Ask Dr. Judy.
Yes, that's a thought. Ask Dr. Judy.
I think that's great. And so when do you expect this book to be completed and available?
I am hoping to have it finished in August. So that I can then begin to navigate the publications process and get it published and out into the hands of students. I'm going to see what it would take me to be able to mail copies of this to school districts that have a high population of minority, especially Latinos, Latina females, college professors, minority institutions, HBCUs, since I spent 22 years at an HBCU, which is a historically black college, so that it is available to them to be able to help me make those connections.
So we will definitely keep in touch and follow you on your YouTube channel and on your Facebook page and everything related to your book. So thank you so much, Dr. Judy Loredo, for being with our Iron Butterflies project today. So let's fly forward together.